Still ahead as news continues.
You need to shut up, close your mouth, and push.
Kathy Skoll claims that she heard that and far worse from her doctor while giving birth. Now she's telling her story, she says, because that doctor is still practicing medicine.
In tonight's Health Watch report, Kathy Skoll had 4 easy deliveries, and she expected it to be just as smooth for her 5th baby. Instead, she and her husband say it was torture. They're speaking out because the doctor that day is still working as he's being investigated by the state of Illinois. Nisita Kwan reports.
Shane and Ethan, I need your help.
Kathy Skoll has given birth to 5 children. She's earned commendations for her 10 years of work as a police officer in some of Chicago's toughest neighborhoods.
They want your bow for your hair?
But the most excruciating experience of her life, she says, was having baby Julia. And that's because she believes the doctor wanted it that way.
He was just looking for ways to hurt me.
That March morning, Dr. Scott Pierce was filling in for the OBGYN who had delivered all Kathy's other kids. The Skolls claim he walked in angry, and minutes later, they said they were frightened out of their minds.
The way he was talking, she had minutes to live.
And he said, oh yes, this is your 5th baby. You could hemorrhage, both you and your baby could die.
Later, the Skolls say they learned all that was untrue. But at the time, they were afraid and believed they were at the doctor's mercy.
He's the doctor. He's in the hospital. You're in his environment.
Kathy describes 3 hours of torture. She says she had asked for an epidural like this. He said no, she says, and in fact refused to give her any pain medication at all.
I kept saying, can you please be a little gentler? Can you please stop? You're hurting me. You're really hurting me.
And in a recently filed lawsuit, she describes his responses to her pleas.
You need to shut up, close your mouth, and push.
After the delivery, the lawsuit alleges it continued with no anesthesia as he stitched her up.
And I was screaming at him, please stop, I can feel it. And he told my husband, I want you to physically hold her down, hold her arms, and hold her down.
We learned the Illinois Division of Professional Regulation has been investigating the case for months. In the meantime, Dr. Pierce can still deliver babies and do surgery at Rush University Medical Center, which is also named in the suit. Kathy Skoll's lawyer, Kathleen Zellner, says that's why her client finally took the legal route.
Physicians should not be inflicting pain, they should be relieving pain. She never would have filed this lawsuit if she felt that they had adequately disciplined him.
In a statement, Rush says it does not condone the behavior described in the suit, and that Pierce was put on indefinite probation, which means other doctors review his work immediately after any procedure. Rush says Pierce doesn't work for the hospital. He has his own private practice, but it has received Pierce's assurance that no other patient will have to endure what Kathy Skoll described. We repeatedly contacted Dr. Pierce's office, but he never responded. Through a secretary, his attorney told us no comment.
Oh, now I hear Julia.
But Kathy says no one so far, including the hospital, has questioned her story. She hates to imagine it happening again.
I kept thinking about his disregard for human life, and I kept thinking about what he might be doing to other women. If this was my first child, it would have been my last.
Nisita Kwan, NBC5 News.
Our thanks to Nisita. According to his website, Dr. Scott Pierce also has privileges at Gottlieb Memorial Hospital.